It's not the pomp and circumstance you'd usually see for a major international trip, but U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen's visit to China is an opportunity to reset one of the most important international relationships.
The U.S. and China have significant disagreements. Those disagreements need to be communicated clearly and directly.
And Yellen did just that in meetings with some of China's top officials. But there seemed to be no progress made on issues like the war in Ukraine and what Yellen calls unfair economic practices by Beijing.
These conversations were direct, substantive, and productive. We were able to learn more about each other's economies and policy choices, which I believe is vital as the world's two largest economies.
And those economies have been soaring together. From iPhones to solar panels to soybeans, the two biggest economies in the world have exchanged $700 billion worth of goods in the last year, a new record. But trade alone can't bridge the gap on major issues like Beijing's treatment of the Muslim Uyghur minority, problems in Hong Kong, and a potential invasion of Taiwan, which could bring the two countries into direct conflict.
Right now, I'm particularly worried because it seems like the two countries, the United States and China, have given up on one another.
U.S. President Joe Biden has spent hundreds of billions to try and lure jobs back to the States from China in key businesses like microchip production. That's a sector the administration will soon put new rules on, limiting American investment in Chinese microchip firms.
There is a lot of friction, both trade-related as well as geopolitical, in terms of how both countries are drifting apart and where they are today and where they're likely to be in the near future.
Those new American rules on microchip investments are still being written, but Joe Biden has another major decision to make: whether or not he'll keep in place billions of dollars worth of tariffs on China that his potential 2024 opponent, Donald Trump, slapped on Beijing.